Welcome to the third episode of the Avenu Workout Podcast. It's where I'm combining my two favorite things, working out and podcasting, with my third favorite thing, my wife. No, not in that order there or anything. But what we're doing is, as always here with the last two times, is we're working out. We're going to go for 45 seconds of work. We're going to rest for 15 seconds. I'll take you through it. There's going to be a chart down the side here that you can follow along. But it's just a way to distract you, have a conversation. You get a good workout in. You get to learn a little bit about us, a little bit about Avenu and what's happening around here. But what you need for yourself are just two dumbbells. Today, Cass is going to have two 10-pound dumbbells like she's had the last two episodes. But if you're going through this and you got some questions and you just need some things answered for it, put it in the comments below. We'll hop back on here and make sure that we get those answered for you. So that is it in a nutshell. That's how it's all going to work out. And for me, technically, if I was prepared for all this stuff, I don't have my watch set. It's like, damn it, I can hit this twice. And then it says install now. I'm like, dang it. All right, my watch is set. She's gonna get kicked off here with the warm up. As she's going back and forth here on this, and just want to tell you again, everybody has their origin story. Everybody has their start. Every marriage has a little bit of a courtship when the two of us met here on this one. For us, when Cassie and I got introduced,
blind date, exactly,
making sure that she understood the details of it all there. If you could think back to that period of time, like when the two of you just first met, when she and I met, when you and your spouse might have met there, you had a tendency to kind of overlook any thing that would ruffle feathers. Like you're just so in love, you would do anything for each other. And for us, when we first started working, started kind of dating, we worked out a lot together. We'd meet in the mornings for a run. Last one here, wasn't it? We'd meet in the mornings for a run. We would go to the gym. We would work out together. And in the beginning, it was awesome. It was great. And when we first started working out together, it was, I sometimes picked the workout. She sometimes picked the workout. And, on those days, we got along great. Yeah. We went through it and we smiled and we were like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. We're going to do it because we love each other, And we were growing in that relationship. So we were growing in our understanding back and forth for one another. But as soon as we got married, it all changed. I'll let her tell you the reason why.
We were going through a process of getting some coaching, better understanding of ourselves and self-awareness. And so we came up with the workout styles. And for me, I'm a doer, which is very much a weekly planner. Brent is a driver, which is
basically, it's a little bit more kind of a bigger picture, 90-day kind of thinker, and all this stuff was based off of, we took the Myers-Briggs personality assessment, and we were working really good back and forth together to understand each other, and we said, you know what, I bet you there's some correlation between this and working with clients. And so we started to kind of chase this little rabbit trail and try to figure out, hey, what's the difference between us when it comes to working out, and what can help you as a client here with all this stuff too as well. So
as a doer, I like to see things in a weekly fashion. And so for me, that is holding myself accountable as well with a friend. So as doers, weekly fashion mindset, we also like to take care of people and help people a lot. So the downside of that is that we tend to put ourselves last a lot. So I know if I've got a workout set with a friend, I work out with a couple of different friends, totaling 4 workouts a week. Is that not 45 seconds?
No, that's not. You're just going and blowing. You're so excited, just sharing everything on the camera here. You got 10 seconds left with it all. So what she's trying to tell you is that she sets because I see it all the time, she puts her schedule, right, in the calendar. And from there, she stays and she sticks with it here on this one. She does not give herself an out because she does one magical thing. You do what? You schedule it with a friend. Yeah. And so not just the same friend.
Yeah, different friends. I have one friend that I work out with twice a week, and then 2 other ladies. All of those ladies are on our team. So it's great to get to catch up, chit chat, talk about life. Maybe something's going on and we can kind of just process and do life together while working out. So it's very beneficial from that aspect to kind of work things out in life with other people that are in your circle.
Yeah. And they're basically kind of since we're on the team here, we've all taken this little assessment. We all kind of know how each one's wired to doing this. And the ladies that she has grabbed to kind of join in with her are close in their same temperament too as well. They kind of like doing the same thing. They all channel through the same, kind of energy waves there. And they like to kind of make sure that they set their day up in this very much of a checklist type of system there for you. You got it right there. Good. So in that same type of way of looking at it,
Yeah.
but she says, hey, I've got steps 1 through 10 to do today. And on her list, number 7 is going to be working out. And when she gets down to it, most likely, she's...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've noticed like I can't do it, for me early in the morning is not really an option anyway, was just seeing clients. But if it is at the end of the day, I can be more just prepared mentally, emotionally, because I've been able to do a lot of my work and get that done. So knowing on my to-do list, it is gonna get done, but I'm definitely not putting myself first of the day.
Yeah. And our days are a little bit off. Obviously, we wake up at 4 a.m. So what she says the end of the day for her is, a 12:30ish, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock kind of time period there for you. And what's funny is, for somebody who's been keeping up tabs with it all here, is that we issued a 12-minute challenge here a couple weeks ago. So you can kind of work through this month of August, a training goal here to kind of test the ticker just a little bit for you. And when Cass went out to go run it, and again, it's just 12 minutes, you hit go, you try to cover as much distance as you possibly can. And I was asking her, hey, are you gonna go do this? You're gonna go do this? And she said yes. And when she went to go do it, she says, will you come out there and ride your bike beside me? To which I said,
yes.
Sure, okay, awesome, I'll do it. Because she knew what?
Yeah, it was gonna hold me more accountable. I did have my AirPods in and listening to music. I didn't want to chit chat or talk or do anything like that. I wanted to focus and push myself and listen to music that would push me. But just having his support along the way, I knew was gonna help me do the best that I could.
So support, she meant that I was there just in presence, because about like 3 minutes left in it all, the audio kicked out. I don't know what ended up happening to it all. So she ended up having to take out the headphones, and I try to turn, kind of old school Rocky training there, like, hey, come on, push it, let's go. Yeah. To which she very quickly snapped at me of this, hey, I don't need your talk. I don't need your motivation. Something along those lines over there. So it came this awkward little moment of me just riding my bike beside her and just there for moral support, I guess, and physical presence for her, which is funny because she needed it. It's for myself a little bit more in my mentality is I look at this and say, hey, I'm just going to lead by example. I can go out there, I can do it. And I feel that I can push myself just as hard if somebody is present there with me as I can when I am by myself. So I prefer to kind of do things in isolation, a little bit more of a loner when it comes to these types of things. So I know that if I'm going to go do it, I can go find a period of time when I can just be by myself, chilling out, and making sure that at least I know that I'm going to go do it. I don't need to tell somebody that, hey, come out here, ride my bike, ride your bike beside me here. But for me, it's, hey, I'm going to go do it, and then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to tell her about it. So it's just a little bit different in kind of the temperaments and stuff there.
And one thing I noticed about myself as well was that I do still need some time to myself to work out during the week. So I try to reserve that for Fridays. I might occasionally grab a friend last minute and say, hey, do you want to do this? But it kind of just depends on how the week is going for me. But I do like that mental headspace and kind of working things out on my own as well. So I did learn that about myself and have to implement that and make space for that.
And then I know we're talking a lot about this whole workout style stuff there, so we'll put a link below there if you want to take it. It's a 2-question little test there. It's simple. It gives you a little kickback and says, hey, you're one of these 4 types. Obviously, Cassie and I are talking about 2. You might be one that's completely different, or you might be the same as us there. But if you are, we'd love to know. If you find out what you are, share it in the kind of details below, or ask some questions, reach out to us and stuff. All the trainers on the team are kind of familiar with it too as well, so they know how to kind of speak your language, how to make sure that we're setting goals appropriate towards your liking and the way that you like to do things here for you. So as she's getting into this here, just with the kind of the last round of all this stuff, and we're starting to kind of like land this plane with it, when it comes to understanding your workout style and looking back on your days of the figure competition type stuff, you look at this and you said, hey, way back in the day, you just took commands from someone and you're like, hey, you didn't really have much say in it all.
Right.
And now you are here on the flip side of it all, is you're trying to work out yourself, you're trying to keep yourself fit and healthy, and you're saying, hey, I need this moral support, team support with me, beside me. What you say is someone who's looking at it right now and saying, you know what, I'm a lot like Cass in the sense where I always do put other people first. I kind of need somebody there for that accountability. What's the best way to kind of start and, you know, make that connection with somebody else to help you with that accountability as you move forward?
Well, I think finding a friend, finding someone in your family, or finding a friend that also likes to be active, right? Like those that we're surrounded with, we're going to be like those people. So it's much easier to be healthy whenever we're surrounded by healthy people. So I would say start there. Start with someone who is going to be there for support and maybe not canceling on you, things like that. That would not be a good combination of both of you like, I don't feel like it today. And then that ends up being 2 weeks of we don't feel like it. So find someone who is just as motivated and interested as you are, and start there.
Yeah, take the link too as well, send it over to them, get to know it and say, you know, because there are different categories of someone who's a little bit more of the impulse person. They need to do what feels right. That usually kind of falls into that person of, hey, you know what, I just don't feel like doing that today. I would much rather maybe go do something a little bit different there. So when we come to it all, so working out isn't all that she does to make sure that she keeps herself fit and healthy. A weekly standpoint of it is, you do go to bed early as well,
Yes.
right?
Yes, so having that nightly routine. For me, it's usually taking a certain amount of time to just wind down, and whatever that looks like, it might be different each night, but definitely going to bed by 8 or 8:30. A lot of times I like to go to bed at 8. Brent doesn't like to go to bed till 8:30, so
You're such rebels.
I politely ask him to turn on the noisemaker, turn off the lights, and go read in the closet.
Which I do a lot of the time. Why? Because it's too cold in the living room, and I just hate being cold. So I go to somewhere where it's going to be a little bit warm there. But in that sense, you know, we joke all the time. She and I joke a lot about it, and a lot of people on the team joke about it too as well. Is that we do go to bed early for the reason of is that we do wake up at 4, you know, and we want to make sure that we're not being hypocrites and telling you, hey, get your sleep, get your sleep, get your sleep. And then here we are, we're secretly loading up on lots of, you know, coffee and Red Bull throughout our day to keep us energized. So it is going to bed at the 8 o'clock time. And it's funny is that she found that she's much better with 8 hours versus the 7.5 hours because
That's just what I need.
Yeah, it is.
Possibly even 9.
And she can a little bit on the weekend too, as well as, you know, sleep longer than that. Where as far as with myself, I feel like I'm groggy if I hit the 8-hour mark versus the 7.5-hour mark for myself. So it's just about finding out your style. So when we first met, I mean, we were both going to bed around 10 o'clock or so, and then just about 9:45, when she would start to go to bed a little bit earlier because everything was starting to catch up with her, she would ask me to simply turn out the light. And so again, in those honeymoon years, initially, I was like, yes, ma'am, I'll turn off the light, I'll go to bed, anything for love. And then it was 9:30, and then it was 9:15, then 9 o'clock, and then, you know, and then I was like, I'm never gonna go to bed when there's still sun coming through our window.
And now our daughters are putting us to sleep.
Good advice. Seriously, they are. Our 8-year-old and our 11-year-old now
They're
kiss us goodnight, and they
yeah.
tuck us into bed, and you know, kind of go through the little nightly routine, because everybody always said, just wait till your kids get older, and all that's going to change. And it's like, well, it did change a little bit, because now
they're tucking us in.
They put us to bed versus us putting them to bed. So it's fun because now they're getting to have a little bit of fun responsibility. It's a good time to do that now that it's the summer. They get to stay up a little bit later. They feel independent.
Right.
So it is kind of also too, as well as, you know, pass along the message to them of, hey, this is what mom and dad see as important here. This is what we see that, you know, though we wake up super early in the morning, we're still going to make sure that we get our sleep on the backside, because if we're not healthy enough each and every day, then we can't show up, 1, for each other, 2, for our girls, and then 3, for Avenu here. And not only do we have just ourselves to lead here, but we have 14 other teammates, and then we have 500 plus clients that are all kind of relying on the leadership that's coming down from us to the team, and the team to them and stuff there. So you're good right here with this one. So we get some fun stuff just to kind of finish off with a little bit here. We're going to do some shuffling work here, back and forth, side to side, and some forward and backwards there with it, just to kind of land the plane with it. And so again, we've talked through this episode about what is a typical kind of workout for Cassie. And we've expanded upon it and said, hey, it's not just one day, it is an entire week. And for her, it's not an hour-long workout, an hour-and-a-half workout. It is still
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Maybe
sometimes
even less when you're talking too much.
And today, like what she's doing, we're filming this on a Wednesday. This is her workout for the day. It's not like she's going to finish this and then go back over to the other side and crank out another 20, 30 minutes. It's saying, hey, no, this is it. This is what she needs. And sometimes it's a little bit more of a mental break than it is an actual physical thing that she can kind of work through here, get some clarity a little bit with it all, share some expertise and stuff with y'all. Last couple ones here on this one. But it is making sure that she's kind of went through the days of working out for long periods of time to now it's working out short. And it is more, I would imagine, a little bit more of a mindset shift than anything.
Sustainability, having the mindset of like little steps along the way. Not so time consuming, much happier person.
Boom. You got it. And kind of like what she's at right now here, and you might have heard this, especially during this kind of quarantine time, is like this intermittent exercising, throwing in these little bitty sessions of like 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there throughout your day to kind of break it all up, because we're missing out a lot on the drive time routine to get to work, the rituals of being able to clear our head when we go to work, the rituals of being able to clear our head when we're driving home with it all. These little kind of mini micro intermittent workouts that we're doing here with this workout and others is a good chance to kind of mentally clear your head a little bit. And it's also a good chance to as well just to kind of break a sweat, because they say the most important thing you can do every day is to have 10 minutes where they just simply take your breath away. Now, for Cass, she's fortunate. She gets to be around me all day long, so it's just this constant state of breathlessness because of just being in all. She's just trying to get so close now with it all. But it is that chance. I'm not going to try to make her talk right now because she is huffing and puffing. But do spend 10 minutes, again, during this kind of quarantine season to find time to take your breath away. Because it is this moment of thinking about, hey, right now we're doing all this stuff about washing hands and putting masks on and keeping your distance and stuff. But what are you doing to take care of your body? What are you doing to make sure that you're moving every day? What are you doing to make sure that you're sleeping right? And what are you doing to make sure that you're eating right? Now's not a time to reward ourselves with donuts and kind of all the feel-good stuff. I said this today in the newsletter that's going out, is like, eat awesome 6.5 days a week. And I'll let you kind of break that down and figure out how all the math works on that. But if you can be awesome 6.5 days a week, you can take that other half day there just to enjoy it. Fit in a couple of these little intermittent workouts throughout the week, and then keep tuning back into these little kind of podcast interviews that we're doing. So we would love if you would comment down below. Let us know what you think about this, what you feel about it, if it's working, if it's not working, if I talk way too much, which she tells me all the time I do, and then share it up with a friend. Take the link, whatever you got to do there, just to continue to help us spread this message of simplicity and sustainability throughout this quarantine season.